Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag show for Friday, the morning show, 12 o'clock Eastern time, Friday, April 6th. And, yesterday was an interesting day. We've got, I think we're going to have a couple of good shows today. Of course, later on, I am going to cover MMA, UFC 223. Jimmy the Bag, do you remember how like 3 weeks ago, people were asking very, very early on, hey, can we cover UFC 223 early? And what did I say? I was like, one of the reasons I don't cover MMA early is because the fights all get canceled. And look what happened. Now, like three of the main fight card, the scheduled fights on the main card are already canceled. And I feel like a winner because I didn't do any research on those fights. And now I don't have to. And if I had done research, it would have been wasted time. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Unbelievable. What a fucking...
You saw Matt Holloway's out now.
Max is out.
Max Holloway's out.
I couldn't. Just awful. But I mean, my girl Rose is fighting.
Yes, that's right. Imagine if I had taken an hour and a half out of my life, an hour and a half, precious time out of my life to handicap the Holloway fight as a big underdog, and then it's canceled. What a waste of time, Jim. Right?
Yeah. What a fucking drama. God and. Just feels like it's scripted a little bit, It's pretty wild shit.
Yeah, but then again, on the other hand, a lot of things that seem scripted aren't. Like, for instance, yesterday when there was a fake run posted on all the sports websites for Baltimore and Jim spazzed out on camera and then had the run taken away, people would say that was scripted. That wasn't scripted. A lot of times, truth is stranger than fiction, Jimmy the Bag. Truth is stranger than fiction. So we are going to get to a UFC later on today. And I will tell you this, just a teaser. I haven't made my official decision on this one, but I'm thinking that I'm going to be taking Joanna Jędrzejczyk over your girl Rose, Jimmy the Bag. I don't know about that. I think I'm taking talking about, you know what I'm saying, things that aren't scripted but seem like they would be. I mean, if Joanna gets a win, huge rubber match, millions of dollars for both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you think that I can? Now I don't know much about UFC, but don't you think the perfect hedge is under 3.5 rounds
on that fight?
Yeah.
Oh, the total actually is tricky. Total is actually tricky. I don't know about that one, Jim. I could see this one going to distance. I could see Joanna Jędrzejczyk getting a decision win, but and usually, as you know, I like to play totals more, especially in MMA. But in this one, I'm thinking I haven't made my full decision yet, but I'm thinking I have bet it though. I did bet Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and also Jim told me right before we did the show that he requested a segment for the Santa Anita Derby in the afternoon show. So Jim's going to be covering the Santa Anita Derby, so that should be pretty good. Also, I was thinking I'm going to this evening. I'm attending a feminist art show here in Costa Rica, and I'm thinking maybe I'll come in for the afternoon show in my outfit that I'm going to wear for the feminist art show. I hate art. I love feminists, but I hate art. I hate art so much, but I tell people I like art. So I'm going to go to the feminist art show, and I'm going to dress up for it. Maybe I'll dress up for the 6 o'clock show Eastern time. And
so it's in the afternoon.
Well, no, it's in the early evening, 7 o'clock here. Okay. So I might go straight from here or something like that.
Oh, nice. Dope.
Yes,
okay, I like it. I like it.
Also, another nice news. I killed it on the show yesterday. I don't know if you caught that, Jim.
I did.
You tracked my picks. I swept the board in MLB. I'm now positive in MLB.
Beautiful.
And in NHL, I had all winners except for that one loser, which was the first period over in the Islanders game.
Yeah, those games all went under. I'm happy that I stayed off of them. Speaking of fashion, I think I'm going to have a big day today because I am...
oh, yeah, look at that.
Rocking the fucking Loshak shirt. So I think I'm going to have a big fucking day. And also, as soon as Daniel Sedin scored that overtime winner, I slept.
Nice. Very nice, yes.
Deep sleep. I mean, I was up again at 4 in the morning. But deep sleep, and I feel so much better. I feel so much better. Oh, my God, there's Cynthia.
What? Where?
On our chat.
Cynthia, who the fuck is... Oh, Cynthia Paniagua.
Oh, my
there
God,
you
we
go.
miss her. We love her
Shout
so
out
much.
to
Look
Cynthia
at that.
Paniagua. Cynthia Paniagua.
Shit.
Get a load of the... Cynthia, get a load of the friggin' positive comments. Look at the first... Cynthia, check this out. First comment of the day, Jimmy Reed. Shout out to Jimmy and Pete for an awesome show. You guys rock. I'm sure some of the other best show on YouTube comments will come tumbling in a few minutes, right? So maybe, hopefully, maybe not. Famous last words, right? Anyway, we got a lot of shit going on today. I'm coming off a huge winning day. Jim's coming. I believe you had a winning day, right? You had some ups and downs, but you had Vancouver.
Yeah, I had a winning day in hockey, but going 0-3 in basketball just fucked me. All I had to do was take the first halves in that Cavs in Houston. Very, very upsetting. I'm squandering this beautiful season that I had in NBA, just squandering it. I have 3 plays in the NBA card. I have 2 plays on the NHL card, but the NHL, we got back to winners last night. Jim Tobleson. Wasn't that too fucking easy? Shout out to Jim Tolbeson. That over in the Red Wings Montreal Canadiens was just a gift to us.
Yes. Shout out to Jim Tolbeson and some other guys who also said they liked it too. I can't remember who it was, but a lot of people. Yes, that's right. I wanted to make a mental note about that. Shout out to Jim Tolbeson and everyone who put Jim and I on the over in Detroit, Montreal yesterday in the show. I don't know how we missed it. I guess we missed it because it was one of those like dumpster fire games.
Just
that a lot of
two
times,
shitty teams that in other sports you want to stay away from sometimes.
And also there was 12 games yesterday, so yesterday was 12 games, right?
Yeah.
So it sort of slipped over our heads. It passed over us. And also someone did the same thing about the Pens game, which I didn't wind up giving, but I did wind up betting the over on that one pretty big, which also contributed to more of my winnings yesterday.
I know who it was.
Yeah?
It was Kevy K. Kevy K tripled up on that game. Had both teams team total overs.
Yes.
Had the full game over. Shout out to Kevy K. What a beast.
Yes.
What a great... Oh, and there's Jim Tolbeson coming in saying you're welcome. Thank you, Jim. But Kevy K, shout out to Kevy K. Tripling up on that is just very, very impressive. To take it on both sides, knowing, just having that kind of confidence in it going over is very, very impressive. King Rail up $679 last night.
Very, very
it was nice to get back to our winning ways, man.
Yes, I had a winning way, and the good advice kept coming in so fast. Oh, I didn't even get to give the Pens game as a pick in the show, although I would have. But I definitely caught it. I definitely bet it on my own personal account. So shout out to Kevy K. Shout out to Tolbeson and the other guys who tipped us off to the over in the and after that's one thing that's good about like when you're discussing things in a crowd. After some people make a suggestion, then it becomes obvious to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After people discussed it, I was like, oh my God, yes, that's so obvious. So I didn't catch it myself when I was first handicapping the game. But after everyone was pointing it out, I was like, oh, obviously, yes, of course. What is this game going to go to 4 or 5 goals? Maybe, but not likely, right?
Yeah, and the Sharks took care of us there on the puck line.
Yes.
I really felt the easiest thing to do last night was to just take the Sharks and the Kings, both of them on the puck line. I was very confident that one would hit and lead you to profit. Almost 2 hit, but it was great. It feels great. It's been a really tough week, and there's some plays I really like. I can't wait to talk about the NHL card, even though there's only 4 games on it.
Well, of course, Antoine Seymour pointed out the first thing. Buffalo plus 300 tonight. What the fuck? Yes, Antoine Seymour. I said the same thing. I didn't even necessarily look at that line and say I'm all over Buffalo. I just said what the fuck, and we will definitely discuss that one. We will. Dan Kelly says, well, YouTube best show anywhere. Dan Kelly, thank you so much, Dan Kelly. Thank you so much, Dan Kelly. All right, so it's going to be a good show today. And again, this afternoon, we will be covering UFC. We will be covering the Santa Anita Derby. I may be dressed up as I will be dressed for the feminist art show that I'm going to this evening. Once again, I love feminists, but I hate art. But I'm going to the show anyway. And I guess that's about it. Hopefully, we'll have another winning day in the sport.
I'm almost going to guarantee a winning day seeing Cynthia's name here. I just feel like it's just a very positive energy having Cynthia rolling with us. Let's get that cash.
Absolutely, let's get that cash. All right, I guess let's start with here. Let me just quickly all right, let's start with MLB. How about that, Jimmy the Bag? Let's start with MLB.
And just quickly, Daryl Lyles saying, don't forget that Twins pick that Daryl Lyles gave. I was all over that as well. Daryl Lyles. It was nice to get some nice baseball wins. The Orioles too, but that's 2 days in a row for me that I've taken 2 overs after my afternoon capping, and I've lost all 4 of them. That's 4 units, and one was 8-0. I figured if they got 8 runs on Suter and on the Brewers that I would at least get to that over. But disappointing. All
right, let's see what we got here. In MLB. I'll tell you, the MLB card, actually, there's a bunch of plays in NBA that I'm definitely feel like I'm liking. In MLB, I didn't really make that many. Well, the one bet I did make, Atlanta, Colorado, I did hit the under at 10.5 on that one. I beat the line move. I assumed the line was going to go down. My only concern is just that I like Marquez, right? My only concern is McCarthy is not a guy I'm looking to back in general. Holy shit. Now it's down to 9.5. I got it at 10.5 when I saw it before I freaking got to work. I saw 10, so I was like, all right, I'll just give 10. I won't be able to give 10. It's now down to 9.5. Shit. That does make a difference. That could easily land on 10. I bet it at 10.5. I'm liking the under. I guess I'm still liking it at 9.5. I don't know if I want to give that one out. I should have fucking tweeted out last night. What do you think about that game, Jim?
I think a lot about this game. A lot. Because we're all trying to find edges here. That's the goal, is trying to find an edge. And I'm going to put something in play this year, and I'd like to give a shout-out to the great Nostra Tota, who this is his play. And last year, it was up 32 units.
Yeah.
We'll be tracking this play very closely, and it's the Fade Coors Field, Find the Dog, Fade the Favorite in Coors Field. So we're going to reverse line, reverse run line every single dog, all 81 games at Coors Field because of the thin air, because of the volatility, because of the craziness that goes on in Coors Field.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing this game one. This is a play that's going to require almost no capping.
Wait, you're going to make this pick every single day?
Every single game, 81 times. I'm going to make this play starting today. Now, there's going to be streaks where it doesn't hit.
Yeah.
There's going to be 3 or 4 where it doesn't hit. We'll track it closely. Last year, it was up 32 units. And I just want to give a shout-out to the great Nostra Tota, who found an edge, and he's giving it to all of us to pad our wallet.
I mean, as I've said before, when you're taking run lines, the only thing you're betting into there is volatility. So if you're taking big underdog lines, you're expecting high volatility. If you're taking big favorite lines, you're expecting low volatility. So that handicapping analysis just is assuming high volatility at Coors, which I think is a no-brainer play. Also, the market does get smart. So if this play cashes publicly in this show for an extended period of time, the markets might adjust and that edge might disappear, Jim.
Well, you know what?
But you got to get it while the getting's good.
You know what?
That's
Nostra
sure.
had no qualms. He wanted everybody to know about this. He wants us all to win. He wants us all to cash. And I just want to give a big shout out to him. And I want my play Braves -1.5.
All right,
get this going.
Just on the okay, we'll give you the pinnacle line here. Let me just find the pinnacle line here. The alternative run line will be +220 today. Atlanta. Jim's going to take Atlanta +220. I will say that I kind of like that one because the reason Atlanta is a dog is because of the starting pitching disparity, right? Brandon McCarthy is not a guy that I want to be backing, and so I think they should be a dog. But Atlanta, of course, has a big lineup. My guess is that that kind of value at Coors Field is especially pronounced when you have a team with like the worse the starting pitcher is and the better the lineup is, the more pronounced that edge is.
Definitely, definitely, and that doesn't mean that I won't cap the game.
Yeah.
So I have. Snow is scheduled.
Yeah.
Both teams are off to nice starts. Colorado went 4-3 on the season opening trip. Herman Marquez, young stud. I'm very impressed. He's got this nasty curveball. He looked okay in his first start, going 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 0 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 Ks. Last year he had a great season, 4.39 ERA. And I know that doesn't sound that good, but that ERA is good enough for a 1.14 ERA plus because he's in Coors Field. 1.38 WHIP. He walked just 2.7 batters per 9. His curveball's nasty. Used it to end 84 of 147 Ks. He got touched all spring. 12 earned runs on 11 innings. So I think this might be a nice spot to fade him, but I'm going to be doing it all year blindly. Braves started the year with a 4-2 homestand. They're hitting hard. They lead the majors in runs and batting average and lead the National League in OPS. McCarthy looked good in his first start. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 0-2, 7.94 ERA and 4 appearances at Coors Field. Looked great this spring. 0.96 WHIP over 15 2/3.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to this.
I'm not a big fan of McCarthy going forward, but in this game you might have and people are talking about how this game is probably going to get canceled because there is snow showers, expected here at Coors. So, yeah, I don't know. I bet it at 10.5. It's probably going to get, snowed out, I guess.
No, we looked into it pretty closely this morning, and there still is a belief that this game will go.
Yeah.
But you never know. But we looked into it pretty closely this morning.
Yeah, you never know. All right, I will. I'll throw on the under in this one, even though I'm going to have to take 9.5. I hate doing this one. I should have just tweeted it. I said from the beginning of the season to beat the line moves, I'm going to tweet this shit out. But as usual, I didn't do that. I can take it back if I decide I don't like the play. But all right, I got to start tweeting more. I'll take the under 9.5 -108. If this one lands on 10, I'm going to be really, really angry, Jim. But all right, I'm going to take the under 9.5 -108 Atlanta, Colorado. I took the 10.5 when it opened, and Jim's on the Atlanta alternative run line at +220. All right, now let's move on. KC and Cleveland, Duffy against Carrasco. I was going to bet against Duffy in his last start at Detroit, but someone blocked the Detroit game, and it was canceled, and so we didn't get to bet it. Right.
Right.
Someone someone banned the Detroit game from fucking being bet on. And now this spot, I don't know. Cleveland is a massive favorite here. Carrasco is obviously good, great, but as we know, Cleveland is a little bit overvalued or overrated offensively. So I'm not sure. I didn't make a bet on this game yet, and I'm not sure I'm going to. What's your take on this one, if anything?
I think you just spelled it out perfectly.
Yeah.
I want to fade Duffy.
Yeah.
But they're such big. Indians are such big favorites. Their bats are freezing cold, and Carrasco has not looked that good so far this year. It's just I want to. I guess maybe do we take the over even though it's so cold in Cleveland? Because that's maybe God. I want to fade Duffy so bad. Both teams have gotten off to disappointing starts. Indians coming off a 2-4 road trip, ice cold bats, last in the American League, hitting 161, 14th in on-base percentage at 262, 13th in slugging at 298, 13th in OPS. That's just in the American League, so they're basically last overall. Brantley expected to get activated off the DL. I hope that gives them a spark. Carrasco did not look good on opening day start. 5 2/3, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 homers allowed, 4 Ks, 0 walks. He was awesome last year, no doubt about it. 18 6, 3.29 ERA, 1.10 WHIP through 200 innings. This spring he got just destroyed. 18 2/3, 22 hits, 16 earned runs, 5 home runs. Royals started out the year 1-3, had to deal with weather issues all week. 2 of the Kansas City's last 4 scheduled games being postponed. Royals had an off day Thursday. They've only played 2 games this week. Danny Duffy, I just have to fade him. So I'd like to talk about the over and hear what you think of it. 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Dealing with elbow issues, velocity's down, got touched all spring. Last year the series was dominated by the Indians. Melee Payless Way says Cleveland large. Indians hit lefties hard last year at 270, 794 OPS, but they've showed nothing like that so far. Tomor says Cleveland or Carrasco really struggled at home last year, but Duffy's been horrible. Perez being out seems to be really hurting some of the KC pitchers. Absolutely, having Perez out is hurting them. I don't know. What is the over?
The over is 7.5. I don't really like that one either. I'm just going to. I don't know what I'm going to do here.
That's low enough for me to grab. What kind of juice?
Yeah, it's. Let me see. Damn it. All right. Let me see. Let me just see. Sorry, I was gonna give a first half over on the Oakland LA game, but now I'm seeing that the line is headed up. So we'll get to that in a bit. Let me see the total on that one. Let me just find it. KC Cleveland 7.5 plus 103 would be the best line we could get you.
Sorry, say that again?
7.5 plus 103 would be the best line we could get you. You want that one,
yeah.
Jim? All right, Jim's going to take the Cleveland game over 7.5 plus 103. That makes me nervous, Jim. I was thinking about a shot with the second half under on that one, but I think I'm going to pass on that one as well. And it's just I want to fade Duffy and Cleveland. KC is horrible, but I'm just gonna pass on this one for now. Jimmy the Bag.
Yeah, Ski Prophet totally disagrees with the over. He's on the under 7.5. I look forward to doing this again on the Late Show and talking about it.
Well, no, you're not. You're not going to look forward to doing it on a Late Show and talking about it because it goes off at 4:10 Eastern time.
That's what I mean. Talk about the result.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be sarcastic there. All right, Jim. Okay. Another play that I was going to give, like I said, I was.
Mutt Beast coming in saying, "Nice, Jimmy." Right when Ski Prophet saying, "Take it back." Mutt Beast comes in
and says he likes it.
Yeah.
All right. Man. Very nice. I was going to give. I bet the first half over 4.5 minus 125 in the Oakland Angels game, and now I'm seeing that is up to 5 at Heritage. Let me just check to see if Pinnacle might have 4.5, but I doubt it. I'm checking here. Let me just check first 5 innings at Pinnacle. We got to talk to someone at SBR Odds because they're not showing. Why are the first half totals not be showing here for Pinnacle or the Greek Corp at 365? All right, let me just find this one. Let me just see if Pinnacle has. So you didn't look at any of the other MLB games, right?
No,
Jim?
I'm saving that for the Late Show. I just after being just destroyed in NBA, I needed to put a lot of attention to that.
Yes,
and I hammered this NHL card.
All right, so let me just see if I can get a 4.5, which I'm sure I can't here at in the Angels game. Oakland, LA Angels, over 5 plus 104. All right, I guess I'll take the 5. I bet it at 4.5 minus 125, which definitely was going to be a no-brainer play for me. But I will take wager as plus 105, so I'll take that one. Oakland and the LA Angels first half over 5. Plus 105. Basically, Woodruff, Gossett and Bridwell are both guys who can get hit. Bridwell is okay, but in general, he's not a guy that I'm too high on going forward. Gossett, of course, got hit in his last start. That is, I think likely to happen again here. I'd much rather be getting the 4.5 minus 125, but I guess I'll take the 5 plus 105 at UWager. And I would also have a slight lean to the Angels as a small home favorite. They're a pretty impressive team this year, Jim. What do you think?
I think this
thoughts
is
on the Angels in general, Jim.
I think this is a team moving forward. I see a team with all of the pieces, and I don't even care. I think this Ohtani, yeah, he's looked good earlier. It has nothing to do with him. I see a team that can play defense. I see a team that can manufacture runs, hit homers. I love Scotia as a manager. Pujols is trash, but that doesn't matter. They have. I see this as a team with a ton of pieces. Ton of pieces.
All right, I'm going to take the first half over, and I'm also liking the Angels, and I think I'm just going to take the Angels on the money line. I'm not going to do any run line or -1 shenanigans. I'm just going to take the Angels on the money line here at -128 at Intertops. That's the best line right now at Intertops. I bet that one as well. So I'm going to take the Angels -128. I might triple up on this one. I might take the Angels team total over, which I think would be about 4.5. But if it's a 4, I will definitely hit that one. In the comment,
Don Marnier coming in saying Angels low-hanging fruit.
I wouldn't. Maybe you might. It's just like Bridwell. Bridwell is a pig.
You're getting value.
Yes.
Let me put it that way. You're getting value. Michael Irvelina has a question for us. He said, and I can start with answering, and then you hit it after. Jimmy and Pete, you guys lower your units amount compared to other sports because there are so many games and plays, and I don't. I keep everything the same. I lowered my units in NCAA when I took that beating in January and February. I waited till the end of January, which was probably a mistake, and I dropped my units from 200 down to 150, and yeah, so I only do it when I think a sport's got me. But now doing this full time every year, I'm going to change things. The last month of the NBA season, I'd like to lower my units down. I'd like to pick the spots where I'm getting crushed. January, I got crushed. Maybe if I take January and lower my units down and take the last month of the NBA for my NBA bets, I think that will make me a better handicapper, and I hope to do that. And sitting here beside Pete's helping me see the light.
Yes, and my answer to that question is absolutely. I adjust my units for sport, for time of year, for whatever. The way I bet my unit size is before I have a sport or a month or whatever, I have an assumed edge overall, and I plug that into the Kelly calculator, which you can actually find in the tools section on SBR Forum. Jimmy the Bag, do you know about, maybe let's do a special segment one day on the tools section at SBR Forum, because those tools are very useful. First of all, just learning how to use them will teach you a lot about statistics in general and sports betting, and I still use them. I use the Kelly calculator all the time on the tools section at SBR Odds, and so what I do is I have an assumed edge, what the edge that I'm going for, the edge that I'm going to assume, and I plug that into the Kelly calculator, and that one spits out what my average bet size in that sport should be. And absolutely, I alter my my bet size. For example, in NBA, my bet size on second halves is way bigger than my bet size on pre-games. In college basketball, I always lower my bet size in January. It dips down. In MLB, I'm probably going to lower my bet size in the months before the All-Star break, and then increase my bet size after the All-Star break. So my answer to that is absolutely, I alter my bet size, and I do sometimes make adjustments on the fly. Absolutely, if I feel like I have a good read on a sport or a bad read on a sport, I will make those adjustments as well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. Elio Rodriguez says, Jimmy, repeat the 4 p.m. games, please. I have the 2 plays. I'm on the reverse run line with the Braves, as I will be doing for all 81 games. At Coors Field this year, I got plus 220 there, and I'm the over 7.5 at plus 103 for all.
And I took the Colorado game under 9.5. That's a shitty line. I bet it at the opener of 10.5. Before I came to work, I was like, fine, I'll give it at 10. Sitting here in front of the camera, no 10s available, 9.5. So I'll have to take 9.5. And I also gave the Angels money line minus 128, and I also gave the Oakland Angels first half over 5 plus 105. And before we move on, let me just quickly look at the Cubs-Milwaukee game. Is also another interesting game. This guy Woodruff from Milwaukee is one of these youngsters who has some decent stuff. He might have a good start here. I cashed with the Cubs yesterday on the second half, even though they were up after the first 5 innings, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take the Cubs second half, and I believe it's going to be 135. That's the line where I bet it. Let me just quickly check Bookmaker. Cubs second half. The line shopping is essentially important. Let me see. Where is that one? Let me find the Cubs game second half minus 135. Yes, Cubs minus 135 second half. I'm going to make that one an official play as well. What else do we have going on tonight? Go ahead.
Interesting debate going on here that I'd love it if you would weigh in on. First off, Dan Kelly says, yesterday I had 2 NBA bets that everyone on the chat was against me. And a great call, especially on that Wizards spot. He says, I'm on KC plus 1.5 at minus 105, and everyone is going against me. Genius Award should be waiting at tonight's show. Nostra says, why plus 1.5 though, Dan? And thinks plus 1.5 is not a sound bet. And then Dan comes back and says, road team. That plus 1.5 is extra value when you get to the 9th and you have a tie game. The home team plays to just push one across. Basic baseball strategy. Curious to what you think about
Wait,
that.
so Dan Kelly is saying what?
Liking the plus 1.5 for a road team moving forward this season.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that is all. That is all. I think people, who think they're smart but aren't really that smart, they love to say it's all baked into the cake. It's all priced into the market. You know what I mean? There's a famous business school joke which says that it's impossible for there to be a $10 bill on the floor because if there was one, someone would have picked it up. So therefore, it's impossible for there to be money on the floor, which is not true. Sometimes there's money on the floor and just no one saw it yet. So I think people overuse the idea that anything that you look at, anything that you can think of is already factored into the line. But that, I think, is the value of half runs, of taking a half run or a full run for home teams and road teams in MLB is absolutely factored into the line. So when you're betting, taking minus 1.5 or plus 1.5, really the only thing you're betting on there is mostly, actually it's a little bit different. You're also betting on bullpens. Like a team with a bad bullpen, you might want to be more likely to take a plus 1.5 line because or a bad closer, they're more likely to lose by exactly one run. But mostly what you're betting on is volatility. That's what you're mostly betting on. Low volatility, you want to take, if you're expecting low volatility, you want to take, you want to sell as many runs as you can, plus 1.5, plus 2.5 at big favorite lines. If you're expecting high volatility, you want to buy as many runs as you can, right? Take minus 1.5, minus 2.5 at big underdog lines. So the debate between the value of taking minus 1.5 versus plus 1.5, that I do think is mostly perfectly baked into the cake with the lines, with the market in general. That would be my answer to that one.
Sweet.
Yeah. Did that answer it sufficiently? Did that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Was that a waste of time? Do people like that answer?
I'm more curious about the plus 1.5 side of it rather than the minus 1.5 side of it.
Yeah.
I've stayed away from plus 1.5s all season sitting beside you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of one-run wins by the home team in baseball because when the home team.
But his idea is the road team. You take the road team plus 1.5 because of the issues with extra innings.
Right. So obviously, there's going to be a lot of one-run wins by the home team, which would give value to which means that a plus 1.5 line will cash. But my sense is that those are, the market knows exactly what the likelihood of all that is, and that is priced into the market. But what isn't priced into the market perfectly is volatility, and then second of all, handicapping bullpens. And like I said, if you have a team with a particularly bad closer, like Fernando Rodney, or I can't think of it, or whatever, and they're still using him, then there might be a little bit more value on the plus 1.5 lines because there might be a little bit of a greater likelihood of the home team winning by exactly one if that closer does come in and blow it. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
and studying these bullpens is going to be extremely important for us moving forward.
Yes. Okay. So let's see. And Mutt Beast weighs up in on this academic topic only if you are getting plus money plus 1.5. So there is Mutt Beast's take on that. All right. Let me just do a quick save on this one, and then let's see. All right. Let me see. All right. So let me see. All right. So that's it for MLB and other games in MLB that I was thinking about. Let me just see. Let me just go down the line. Obviously, the Yankees-Baltimore game is another interesting one. CC Sabathia is starting. My take on CC is that, he obviously took a step down from when he was a dominant starter, and maybe he was a fade there. But now I think he's a pretty reliable guy. I mean, he's a back end of the guy, rotation guy now, but I think he's kind of reliable. He's made a pretty nice transition into being a crafty lefty back of the rotation.
He's off the drink.
Yeah.
It's that simple. He's off the fucking bottle.
So I kind of, for a while, for a few years, I was fading Sabathia, most of the time. But now, he's looking like a guy that I would be considering betting on. Other games that are interesting. Obviously, Houston, a massive favorite against San Diego. I have no opinion on that one as of right now. Cubs, I gave second half, and Oakland, LA first half over. I gave that one, and the Angels on the money line, and that's it. So we'll be getting into the evening games more in depth in the 6 o'clock show. We'll see what Jimmy the Bag has to say about those as of right now. Once again, Jim has Braves alternative run line plus 220, Cleveland game over 7.5. I'm on the Colorado game under 9.5. Cubs second half minus 135. LA money line minus 128, and the Oakland Angels first half over 5 plus 105. All right, now let's move on, Jim. Let's move on to the very small NHL card, which has the wacky line of Tampa Bay as a massive home favorite against Buffalo. And as bad as Buffalo is, 2 out of their last 3 games on the road, where we're all a massive underdog, plus 250 in all those games, and they won 2 of them outright. What's up with this game, Jim? And what's up with this line, Jim?
Well, it's pretty simple, and it's pretty uncomfortable. The line is set up it's very, very uncomfortable line. Sabres coming off the 4-2 loss at home to Ottawa on Wednesday night, a game that we lost on. They've beaten the Lightning twice this year. Now, Robin Lehner has left the team. What an asshole. Just a complete asshole. I hope he gets signed by nobody next year. He thinks scores are predetermined. What an asshole. So that's why Chad Johnson will be getting the start through the final trip of the season. He's had a terrible year, 10-15-3, 3.40 goals against average, .895 save percentage. Sabres are actually better on the road than they are at home, 14-18-7, 3.70 in the past 10. So this is all about the Lightning, because the Lightning are coming off their biggest win of the year, a 4-0 home victory over the Bruins. It was important for Vasilevsky to get rolling. He made 33 saves. He'd allowed 15 goals in his previous 4 games. Stamkos missed the Bruins game. Although they say the lower body injury is not serious, he's unlikely to play tonight. The Lightning have a chance at that top spot in the East, and they're going to go after it, and that's why the market is the way it is. The Lightning are going to do everything, even though Stamkos won't be in the line. But they're just 5-5-0, 28-10-2. I tell you what, I'm not going to make a play on this, but the only play to me that has any value is the Sabres. It's basically take the Sabres or don't make the play, because even Lightning -1.5 has no value.
I'm just concerned. I don't like it when people say a play that I took as a trap. Rixer 00 likes the Oakland A's, all in caps, and then he says LA Angels equals trap. I might be getting trapped here. It is a suspiciously low line. We'll talk about that later on in the evening show. But
interesting, important to talk about. Kilted Chimps on Sabres reverse puck line going for a huge score. Jay Velarde says Lightning, Jimmy is the play. So Jay Velarde, how are you going to do it? Are you going to take a -2.5? Or are you just going to try to get even money on the Lightning -1.5? Either way...
why are they such a massive underdog here? I don't quite understand this line. I can understand 250, but -400? What the hell is the line right now?
Well, Chad Johnson is awful. And the Lightning are coming off this huge win. And this is an important game to the Lightning. It's a ridiculous line, but not so ridiculous that I'm going to take the Sabres.
See, I was thinking about taking the overs in this game. Buffalo team total over 2.5 at +136, and the full game over, which I don't think there's a 5.5, but I might take 6 anyway. What's your take on Vasilevsky?
He has to get rolling, and that was a good sign against the Bruins. He's so important to this team. I do not trust this team in the playoffs. I'm so thankful that I didn't put any futures on them, because early in the year I was like, man, aren't they clearly the best team in the league? I could definitely see goals here. I think the goals is a nice idea. Michael Irvelina says Stamkos is not playing. I don't think he plays again for the rest of the regular season. What is the line that we get on the over?
On the over would be 6 + 105.
Well, that's pretty nice.
You think Buffalo can be trusted to put up something against? There were times when I took Buffalo. I thought they were going to get. I thought they were a great bet to get to 3 against Ottawa. They only got 2. So what? But then again, on the road against one of those massive underdog lines they cashed, they scored 7. Right. So
Jin Rummy says you guys clearly don't understand how bookies are setting line.
That's true. I don't. What? In what sense? Let's see. Where is that? Jim Rummy. You guys clearly don't understand how bookies are setting line. I don't. I can't speak for Jimmy the Bag, but I definitely don't. Good point, Jim Rummy. All right, let's move on, Jimmy the Bag.
It's a spot that the only value I see is to take the Sabres, and I'm not going to do that.
All right, let me see. Let me see. Other comments that are
you don't point Ratnafacties on the Buffalo first period over.
I was also thinking that one as well.
Yes, that's a play that is being.
I was also thinking that one as well. And what do you think about the full game over, Jim? Do you think that Buffalo? Will Eichel get up on this for this one and try to put 1 or 2 on Vasilevsky, even if they're down big?
Yeah, definitely. He still feels like he's got something to prove. He has not had that good of a season.
Yes.
I believe he's at 63 or 64 points, but he hasn't had that good of a season. I tell you what, I'm very uncomfortable with this game and happily staying off of it.
All right, I'm going to take the first period over. Ottawa-Tampa Bay first period over 1.5 -113. Ottawa-Tampa Bay first period over 1.5 -113. And then I am also thinking about the the Buffalo team total over at 2.5 + 136, Jim. What about that one, Jim?
I figure if they're going to score over 2.5 goals,
you may as well just take the full game over.
No, take Buffalo.
Take Buffalo, really?
Yeah,
you think so,
definitely, definitely. To me, I just think there's just more value there. If you think they're going to be able to put up 3 goals, then they have a chance at winning. We have seen Chad Johnson step up before at times this year, rarely, but we have seen it.
I mean, I was thinking that we could easily see like a 5-3, 6-3 type win from Tampa Bay. Buffalo could easily, I mean, if Tampa Bay gets up early, big, they might relax defensively, and Buffalo puts in a few late goals.
Without a doubt. That's not a bad way of looking at it. Jimmy Reed says, I like the over, guys. I know it's back to baseball, but MAGA Mexican, new commenter, great to have him, says Angels over A's 1,000 star play. But he's 0 for 1 this season with 1,000 star plays. But I like the transparency, MAGA Mexican. We're happy to have you, man. I'm off this game. I see a ton of value on this card, and the only move I would make is the saver.
Oh, Jim Rummy, when he said we have no ideas he said you guys have no idea how these bookies are setting lines. He was talking about the commenters, not us, Jim.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I still don't have much of it. I still have no clue, but I can't speak for Jim. But
this line, I mean, it's set up for you to take the Lightning, -1.5 or -2.5, or the Sabres. It's set up so if the Lightning win by a goal, they're going to have a hugely successful day. Books.
All right, just for shits and giggles, I'd be interested to see what this alternative puck line here is at Pinnacle for Buffalo.
That's what Kilted Chimp is on.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that this will be like, I don't know, plus 650 maybe? Let me see. Plus 620? Let me see. Let's see what we're getting here. Let's see what they're throwing up here. I'm just curious to know what this is. Buffalo, oh, wait, shit. Sorry about that. All right, hold on. Including alternatives. All right, so I've taken the first period over. I think I might take the full game over as well. Let me see. Yeah, Buffalo is, plus 713. Holy shit.
Jesus.
Wow. I mean, with Eichel in there. All right, I'm going to take the over on this one. I'm also going to take the full game over. Ottawa, Tampa Bay. I am going to take the full game over 6 plus 105. Over 6 plus 105. Let me just make sure that is available. Yes, over 6 plus 105. That's at betonlinesportsbetting.ag. All right, I'm on the first period over and the full game over. And, maybe I'll try to jackpot something with a Buffalo -1 line. Jimmy the Bag, what else are you liking from today's NHL card?
I'll tell you what I'm liking. I'm going back to the well. I'm going to put myself in a situation where I only have 2 bets at big plus spots where I just need one to have a nice profitable day. I'm taking the Blues -1.5 and the Ducks -1.5. Blues are coming off an extremely disappointing home loss to the Blackhawks on Wednesday night. Took my money. They trail Colorado by 1 point for second wild card spot with a game in hand. And this game actually does not mean that much because they meet Saturday in Denver with a victory over the Blues. With a victory over the Avalanche, they'll be in the playoffs anyways. There could be other scenarios for St. Louis to reach the postseason, obviously. But Jake Allen did not play well on Wednesday night. He'll get another chance. He's lost 4 straight, 27, 24, and 3, 2.74 goals against average, 906 save percentage. In 14 career games against Chicago, Allen's 8-5-1 with a 2.53 goals against average, 915 save percentage. Blues are 19, 14, 6 on the road. Their whole season's on the line, and I don't trust Berube. I just don't trust him. I'd be shocked if this happens again. Berube, 3-5-1, 3.84 goals against average, 893 save percentage. I truly believe that it's easier for the Blackhawks with no pressure on them to go on the road and surprise us than it is to do it in front of their home fans. It's unclear if Taves will be back. That's a big difference maker. I'm obviously hoping he's not back in this game. He could be back. Maybe I should wait. You know what? Maybe I should wait, but I've already put the bet in. I should have waited because if Taves was announced, I'd get a better line.
St. Louis is the line is headed down a little bit. I was thinking maybe St. Louis -1 is a play, and I was thinking might be Suckers, but taking the over once again. I mean, Berube, is anything going to be different for him here? St. Louis will put some goals on him, right? Chicago should score a little bit, right?
They should. Yeah, both teams should score in this game, as we saw in that 4-3 game that just happened.
I mean, why not, Jim? Why not, Jim? Is what I'm asking you right now. I will take that one. I'll go for it one more time. I'm going to take the over 5.5 -120. That's the current line at Pinnacle, and I would have a lean to St. Louis -1. What do you think, Jim?
I'm on the Blues puck line. I've already sent it in. Now looking back at it, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I waited till Taves was announced. Udon Porn, Ratana Facties on Chicago money line. I can understand that play. I can understand it, but I'm getting a nice big plus sign in, and I expect the Blues to step up.
Yeah,
Bart
okay.
Nelson says, I trust the Blues more on the road than at home. Kilted Chimp is on Blackhawks money line. JK says Blues is a money burner, but they haven't been. I mean, they won 8 straight, and we're padding people's pockets. JK says Blackhawks have a good time spoiling the Blues.
All right, Jim, you're going to take the puck line at plus 213. I'm going to take the Blues on the -1 line as well. -135 at the Greek is the money line, and plus 213 is the puck line part of that. And I'm also going to take the over. Once again, I cashed the over in the first game, and I'm going to do it again here. Over 5.5, -120. If it was just a 6, I'd probably hold off, but I'm going to take it at 5.5. All right, Jim, we do want to move on to NBA. It's an interesting NBA card. We have another massive favorite line with Pittsburgh as a -270 favorite, and then we have Dallas against Anaheim. Dallas, one of these weird teams, just when you think they just can't buy a win, they're suddenly getting upsets and stuff like that. They burned us on the San Jose game, although San Jose did outplay them, as Donald Mao, regular commenter, clued us into. Do you have any other plays in the NHL?
Yeah,
tonight?
I'm on the Ducks puck line tonight, and I don't like fading Mike McKenna. I think Hitchcock is such an asshole for not giving McKenna that start in Toronto. Now he's saying that McKenna has earned the spot. 34-year-old journeyman. I had to go on Hockey DB just to get, but I had done that a couple weeks ago when I thought he would get the start. 59-1, 2.69 goals against average, 907 save percentage this year with the Texas Stars of the AHL. I've always been under the belief that when you put in a guy who's not expecting to play, now I don't think this with a 34-year-old journeyman, but with a younger kid, that they look good. They come in out of nowhere. They're letting in, got hurt. They come in, stop 17 shots. It's harder when you have the whole day to think about it, but McKenna being 34 should handle it okay. Ducks are coming off their 3rd straight win, 3-1 at home over Minnesota. They are 8-1-1 over their past 10. They are rolling. I'm telling you what, if they play Vegas in the first round, they will beat them. Stars are 15-19-5 on the road, 3-5-2 over their past 10. Fowler and Gibson are out. Ryan Miller's looked very good, stopping 26 of 27 shots. I believe he's the best backup, being the best backup in the league this season. 10-6-6, 2.43 goals against average, 921 save percentage. I'm on the Ducks puck line, and sitting here with just the Ducks puck line and the Blues puck line, I think I'm in great shape on this NHL card.
Okay, plus 170 is the best line we can give you right now with Anaheim. Let's get some comments, and then we'll get to some that we'll try to get to the NBA as quickly as we can. Let's see. Barkerman says under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings at Anaheim. People are already talking about the NBA. Melas Palas Way likes the Ducks puck line. Udamporn Ratanafakti likes the Ducks game over. Justin Searcy says McKenna about to get blasted tonight. Dallas doesn't care now. You think that if that's the case, maybe we like the over here, Jim?
I think a 34-year-old goalie who's earned this spot doesn't necessarily get blasted. I would expect Berube to have a worse game than McKenna, in all honesty. This is a guy who's earned it, and when you earn it, even non-character teams, even teams with Bennett again, have to rally around this guy. So I'm not certain of that. Although I'm fading him with the puck line, so I guess I do think he's going to get touched, but he should have got that start in Toronto 2.5 weeks ago. I hate Hitchcock, and I hate Dallas, and I'm so happy they're not going to make the playoffs. I hate Jamie Benn with a passion. I just fucking despise this whole team.
All right, let's see. JK says there's something very dangerous about the don't care teams. That is absolutely true. We'll get to that in the NBA in a second. There's a bunch of those here. People are already talking about the NBA. Some interesting comments are coming in. Yes, Udamporn Ratanafakti likes the Ducks over 5.5, and King Rail giving some NBA picks already. And here's an interesting one comment here. Bradley Oliver says the Blue Jays are and then he switches to all caps, super low hanging fruit. Mark my words, they probably win by 5 or 6 runs. I don't think someone would just make a comment like that, pulling it out of his ass. Bradley Oliver loving the Blue Jays tonight, Jim. Let's look into that.
Definitely look into that. Brooksy
Duly noted, Bradley Oliver.
Brooksy likes 4-3 Dallas. Brooksy's from Dallas. Despise that hockey team. I know that Brooksy's not a huge Dallas Star fan, but he likes Dallas to take care of it. Kilted Chimp says Ducks will be an OT game. Bet that, because you get giant odds on that. And then this Penguins-Senators game, do you mind if I touch on it quickly?
Go ahead.
This is another uncomfortable spot. I mean, obviously you take a look at it and you think, oh, the Lightning -1.5, Pens -1.5. Pens are on the second half of a back-to-back after a huge win at Columbus last night. Very impressive. Should have probably taken them. This is their final game of the regular season and would ensure home ice in the first round. I don't like back-to-backs with these veteran teams, but the Pens know that one more game, and they get a couple days off before the playoffs, and they earn that second seed in the Met division. Brassard will miss his 5th game. Rowdy also out. Matt Murray played last night. DeSmith will be in net tonight. Questionable to trust this guy, but they're 29-9-2 at home. Senators 4-2 win at Buffalo. They don't have Gaborik, Stone. Both are done for the year now. Carlson is still in Ottawa. He says he might play. Craig Anderson will be in goal tonight. He's been trash all year, 23, 24, and 6. 3.31 goals against average, 8.99 save percentage. Senators are 12 and 22 and 5 on the road, 2 and 8 and 0 over the past 10. I just don't think there's enough value here. I could see the Pens winning by 1. Doing just enough to win.
Yeah. All right. And it's nice to see our friend Jim Tobleson saying that he likes, he says Berube is going to let in at least 3 tonight, and he likes the St. Louis team total over. So that's nice to see that.
What do you get on that?
Yeah, well, it's a 3.5, but that's nice. The fact that I got both St. Louis on the -1 line and the over. If that happens, then at least one of those will cash, and it's very likely that both of them will cash. The St. Louis team total right now is just a standard 3.5 plus 130 for the team total
and
over.
A ton of people jumping on the Blue Jays after that. And then, Melee Payless way I'm on Jays tonight. Richie and says, wow, Jays. And then Dan Kelly says, this chat just put me on the Jays.
Wow. Okay. Let me see. Hold on one second. Oh, shit. Our old friend, You Hear Less, See More, says, don't listen to these bozos. They will empty your pockets. Okay. All right. So if I'm assuming that You Hear Less, See More thinks that people should listen to him. So if that's the case, if you believe that You Hear Less, See More is someone that you should listen to, he says, don't listen to us. Don't listen to us bozos. We're going to empty your pockets. Me and Jimmy the Bag, we are bozos, and what are we here to do? We are here to empty your pockets. Just a couple of pocket emptying bozos. That's what we are. That's what we are. For my next job, people be like, can you tell me what your job description was at SBR? And I was like, I was a fucking pocket emptying bozo in videos at Sportsbook Review. A pocket emptying bozo. Okay.
I like bozo.
Yes.
Bozo is a good word, man.
I'm going to put that on my LinkedIn profile, actually. I'm going to say pocket emptying bozo. Yes, that's why. Yeah. So if anyone goes onto LinkedIn and searches people like, get me the fucking best pocket emptying bozo you can find on LinkedIn, they'll go, yes, sir. They'll do a search for that on LinkedIn. I'm going to be #1, Jim.
And he will get you that job.
And it's all thanks to You Hear Less, See More. Comment of the day, shortlist for comment of the day. Don't listen to these bozos. They will empty your pockets. Look at that rant I just went on, Jimmy. Off the cuff, off the head top,
Respect.
baby. You know what I'm saying? All right. Awesome. All right. So let's move on. Shall we, Jim?
This NBA
All right.
card is tricky.
Once again, in the NHL, Jim has St. Louis puck line plus 213, Anaheim puck line plus 170, and that's it. I'm on St. Louis -1, Chicago St. Louis over 5.5 minus 120, Buffalo Tampa Bay first period over, and full game over. Buffalo Tampa Bay full game over 6 plus 105, and that's it for me in the NHL. All right, now let's move on to NBA. Let me just do a quick save of these comments, and then we'll move on to NBA. While I'm saving Jimmy the Bag, what do you like in the NBA tonight?
I find this card difficult, and some lines have already moved against me. First off, I'm going to take the Kings tonight. Kings coming off 97-94 loss at Phoenix on Tuesday night. Zach Randolph, Garrett Temple are out. Kings are 12 and 27 on the road. But this Grizz team, no Andrew Harrison, no Wayne Selden, no Tyreek Evans, no JaMychal Green, no Chandler Parsons, no Jarrell Martin, no Marc Gasol. I just feel like the Kings are still really trying, and the Grizzlies aren't. This Kings team have enough weapons to beat a G League team, and at the line at -3, I'm going to take them.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who are you taking?
Sacramento Kings.
Oh, the Sacramento Kings. All right, let me just find that one. The Sacramento Kings. In the NBA, I only capped the games that had overnight lines, and I did make a bunch of plays on them. And that is a game that I believe, that game did not have an overnight line. So let me see. Sacramento, we can still give you -3, -110 at a few places, betting up to 3.5 at Pinnacle and a few other places. But Sacramento -3, -110. That is a market line right now.
Spread the goats with me. Mr. Gokster's with me. I think this is a nice spot.
Spread the goat. Brand new commenter. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Spread the goat. Thanks for joining us. Don't listen to us, please, unless you want your pockets emptied. And welcome to the show, Spread the Goat. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Well, I see Kobe Valentine says, love the Bulls, +10, all caps. That is, there's a nice comment from Utbeast we'll get to. That was one of the picks I was going to give, Jim. The Bulls +10. You know, the Celtics are having some issues now. I know they've been a great bet all year long for an extended period of time. They've got to be looking towards the playoffs right now. I don't like this spot for Boston. Maybe they win, but I definitely bet it at plus 10. It now looks like it's a split line. I'm not sure if these are Pinnacle looks like it's at 9, but Bookmaker's still at 10.5. I'm not sure if that's a stale line or not. No, it's now down to 10. But I definitely bet the Bulls, and I definitely am going to give them here.
Yeah, it makes sense. Every time these Celtics have had to deal with adversity, other than in Toronto a couple nights ago, they've stepped up. But Bulls coming off their third straight win, they now have a lineup of players who are trying to win. And marketing is the key. Put up 24 points in that win over the Hornets. Bulls will be playing their remaining 4 games without Dunn, Levine, Zipser, Valentine, and most likely Robin Lopez. Noah Vonleh left the Hornets game with a strained left calf. Unclear if he will play. Bulls are 10-29 on the road. Celtics coming off the news that Kyrie Irving's not going to play for the rest of the season. I expect them to step up because of it. Now, this line is huge. They're hoping to have Shane Larkin back. I see why you guys think. I mean, the Celtics are just not a team that's set up to blow people out. But after dealing with all this adversity, that Walter Trotter is saying, Celtics just, with the Irving news, might just be motivating.
They might be motivated, yeah, but it's a high line. The Bulls have actually covered 4 in a row, Jim. Markkanen's playing pretty well.
He's playing very well.
Yeah, and the Celtics are in that number 2 slot. You know what I'm saying? With Irving being out, I'm actually thinking the opposite. I'm thinking they're saying, all right, Irving's out. We're not going to have him for the playoffs. Fuck the regular season. Let's just make sure that we're healthy and focused on the postseason. Who knows? It could lose, but I'm definitely taking Chicago plus 10. That's one official pick for sure. Should I get to another pick that I gave, Jim?
Yes.
Similarly, I did bet Orlando. I bet them at 5.5. It's now gone up a little bit. It's 5.5 or 6. Market wide. Charlotte's lost 5 in a row. ATS. Orlando has covered their last 2, and both teams are playing younger guys. And my sense is here that I'm just not quite seeing why Charlotte should be this big of a favorite on the road to Orlando. Charlotte does have some impressive guys that they're playing. They're doing well. That guy Monk is playing very, very well for them. But getting 6 points at home, both teams playing younger guys. I'm leaning under, and I'm leaning Orlando plus the points.
I guess I find this another tough game because I know that Dwight Howard is going to step up. This is one of the cities where he chooses to play hard. He does have 7 straight double-doubles, 23 points, 17 boards in that loss to Chicago. He's still trying. It's unclear if Kemba Walker's trying. 9 points versus the Bulls, scored under 23 straight. Hornets are bad on the road, but I have very difficult time trusting this Orlando squad. Coming off their second straight win over an undermanned Maverick squad, but they're attempting to get a season-high third straight win for the third time. They're shooting 28.5% from long range in their last 9 games. Vucevic may be rested. Simmons, Isaac, Fournier are all out. This is a tricky spot for me. I was going to take the Magic, and I talked myself out of it today. What line did you get on it?
I got 5.5. It's now up to 5.5 or 6, but I bet it at 5.5. Let me just read this comment from Mutt Beast.
Sure.
Oh, how great is Mutt? You knew he was a great commenter, even though he didn't. He's a man of few words. He goes, "This show is so good, you guys could empty my pockets. I would still watch all dat fuckers." I don't understand what all dat fuckers means, but I understood the first 8 words in this comment, and it's a great comment. Thank you so much, Mutt Beast. He says, "This show is so good, you guys could empty my pockets. I would still watch." And then the last 3 words of that comment are all dat fuckers. I don't know what that means, but yes, I love Mutt Beast. Thank you so much, Mutt Beast. Short list for comment of the day, absolutely. All right, Jim. So for the Orlando game, you have no opinion, right?
King Rails on the over in the Hornets game. Jose Ing, this is a good saying. Charlotte on the road, give me the home dog. And that's pretty much what I was thinking. These teams, it's so difficult to understand who's trying and who's not. I'm going to watch the line movement and make a play later.
And here's another. Where is this comment? This is another play I was thinking on the Bulls game on the team total over. Let me just find this guy who there it is. Yes, Ish Kurt. What's up, Ish Kurt? He says Bulls team total over 95. Easy. Yeah, I don't know if that's easy, but that's definitely a bet that I made and definitely another pick that I'm liking.
That's a smart play. Seriously says if you're losing to Chicago, you clearly don't care. And then our man in Portugal, who we love, Paulo Marquez, dropped a comment that I think that you will like.
Okay. Why don't you read this one?
Sure. It's raining a lot in Portugal, but here in my country also rains. Now remember, there's some English second language that speaks Portuguese, so it's raining a lot in Portugal, but here in my country also rains money because you two are the best men helping people, winning with your kindness, smart and hard and work. God bless you too, Pete and Jim.
Oh, my God. God bless you, too, Paolo Marquez. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to quickly check for a team total on the Bulls. I'm going to throw that one on there as well because I definitely bet it. Ooh, it's 90. Yeah, it's gone up a little bit. It's 95.5 minus 112 at Pinnacle. I'm going to check Heritage right now. Maybe they'll have a 95, but I doubt it. More likely they'll have a 96. Let me just check that one.
Is that low?
I might throw it on there anyway. Yes. I mean, it's a very low total here. The total is just 200, and I'm liking the Bulls, and I'm leaning the team total over as well. Let me hit you up with another play that I made on the overnight line while I think about what I want to do with Charlotte or Orlando. I also bet the under in the New Orleans game. In the New Orleans game at who are they playing? They're playing Phoenix,
Suns,
right?
yeah.
They're playing Phoenix, right? I bet the under in that one. New Orleans is still scrapping for a playoff spot, right? They need to get wins. And now on the road, I think that means that they'll D up a little bit. The Suns, I don't think are any great shakes offensively, and I bet the under on this one at 220. Let me see if that line has moved at all. Of course, it's always a little bit treacherous to take an under with New Orleans, but I think this spot is okay. Let me just see what the line is, and I will throw that one on there as well. New Orleans, Phoenix. Under. Let me just see what the line is right now. It's gone down a little bit. All right, 219. I bet it at 220. UWager still has 219.5, so I'll take minus 219.5, minus 110 on that one. Under 219.5, minus 110 at UWager at New Orleans, Phoenix, and I would also have a lean to the first half under, and I might throw on some team total unders on that one as well. But I'll just stick with the full game under for now. That's a pick. Wow. Jim, did you look at that game?
Oh, I certainly did. Just going back to a couple of things. Too good to be true said Pete is locked. Roll with me, Jimmy. The under in the Bulls total is a mousetrap.
Is a mousetrap. I think he means take the over.
Yes, I
or
think
no?
he does.
Wait, he's saying take the under. A mousetrap is a good thing or a bad thing? Too good to be true. What do you mean? The under in the Bulls total is a mousetrap. We love the comment. We just don't exactly know what a mousetrap implies. Is that good or bad? Just let us know. Too good to be true. Is a mousetrap good or bad? He says the under is a mousetrap. We don't know if that means it's a good bet or a bad bet. Let us know. Thank you very much. Jimmy the Bag.
Okay. Pelican Suns.
And in fact, he says Pete is locked. I assume that's a good thing, right?
Well, if you were locked in.
Yeah, but no, he just says Pete is locked. And let us know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let us know if locked is good or bad, and let us know if mousetrap is a good or a bad thing. Thank you very much. Too good to be true. All right,
Bart Nelson says, yes, New Orleans, Phoenix under 220 is a great play. Pelicans stopped the 4-game losing streak. Anthony Davis looked as if he's over his ankle injury. He claimed he's completely over. Well, I shouldn't say completely over, but he says he's feeling back to his old self. 28 points, 12 boards, 3 blocks. Etwan Moore had 30 points. Mirotic had 25. Pelicans are 21-17 on the road. Suns stopped their franchise record 50-game losing streak. Josh Jackson's their whole offense right now. 28 points, 6 boards, 2 steals, 2 assists. Scored at least 15 points, 11 consecutive games, tying Donovan Mitchell for the longest streak by rookie this season. Booker's out. Warren's out. Peyton, Daniels, Dudley, Allen Williams out. Tyson Chandler all out. I think that under is a good play. Yeah,
I'm taking the under 219.5 minus 110. Also and Too Good to Be True says us that it's a bad thing. So that means that the under is a mousetrap is a bad thing. That means he likes the over.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'm going to take the Bulls team total over. I'm just going to shop around a little bit to see if I can get 95. Hit us up with another
I have
play,
a play, but
okay.
I think I might jump. I think you're right on this under. I just don't see how the Suns are capable of putting up a bunch of points. I mean, do you see? But I see the Suns. You know what? I'm not gonna put on that play.
Okay.
Yet. I'm on the under Heat Knicks. Heat are coming off their 4th win in 5 games, 115-86 in Atlanta on Wednesday night. Dragic, Wade, Johnson all missed the last game, but they're good to go tonight. Heat are 18-22 on the road. Knicks are coming off their 4th straight loss, 97-73 at home to the Magic on Tuesday night. Beasley still dealing with an illness, questionable. Cantor is likely done for the year. I don't see where the points are coming from with this Knicks squad. I just don't see how they can score. And if they score early, they're going to buckle down the stretch, just like they did in that loss to the Magic where they had 12 fourth quarter points. I like this under, and I'm taking it full game.
All right, you're going to take the under in the Heat game. I was actually thinking about a shot with the Knicks catching 9 points here.
Almost did. I almost did.
Why not?
I felt I just find this team impossible to trust. If you watch the fourth quarter against the Magic, I just feel they're impossible to trust. But I don't think the Knicks are going to try too hard. I almost made that play. You know what? I can't trust the Knicks. To be honest with you, this morning I actually almost took both. At one point I liked the Knicks. At one point I was like, no. After I decided not to like the Knicks, I was like, no. The Heat will cover this. The Knicks are so bad. The Heat will pull away. And then I was like, the safest play is the full game under.
Okay, 208 at half or 209. It's down a bit from 209 and a half, so we can give you under 209 minus 110. If you remember the first time, when they played the Heat the first time, and a lot of people said that the Knicks were going to be a good bet, and they actually, I think they won the first quarter, and everyone was feeling like a genius after the first quarter, and then did they shit the bed more than any team in recent memory in the NBA, Jim. I mean, they wound up losing that one by like 40, right? And they were up in the first quarter.
Wow.
Something like that. So I'm thinking maybe the Knicks early here, first quarter or first half, Jim.
Oh, my God. Both Jason Tatum and Al Horford are out due to rest.
Okay, well, I locked in the 10. And I bet that on the overnight line, Jim.
All right, I'm with you now.
Okay, Jose Eng likes the Knicks plus 10. King Rail says you can't trust the Knicks. Bart Nelson says I bet the under in Miami, New York also. Not applicable, likes the Heat. Mutt Beast says no Knicks, Jimmy. I don't know if that means no comma Knicks, Jimmy, or no Knicks, Jimmy.
I think
we need
bet the Knicks.
Mutt Beast needs to,
Don't bet
reading
the
is
Knicks.
fundamental. Learn about comma. I'm not trying to tell him how to comment because I love how he comments.
He's
I'm
the
just
best.
saying it's very helpful if you use a strategic comma strategically here and there to communicate your meaning.
I need the Bulls as soon as possible.
Okay, you want it. You want it. Okay, let me just find it. I got 10. Let's see if that's still available. Let's see. Bulls. Oh, we're not. Oh, wait. Let's see. Bookmaker. Nope, that's a stale line. We're looking at Heritage right now. Okay. Whoop. Nope. Okay. Yes, the line is moving. We can give you the Greek. We'll give you that one. The Greek, according to SBR odds, still has plus 10 minus 122. So we'll give you that one. Bulls plus 10. You're going to have to take minus 122. I got minus 110. Is that okay for you, Jim?
Yes, I understand.
All right. Plus 10 minus 122 is the current line, according to SBR odds, at the Greek. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here in the NBA, Jimmy the Bag?
Dan Kelly says, Heat need to win to make some separation for playoff position. The low baggers creed. I come for the picks. I stay for the laughs.
Very nice. Thank you. That's coming from Dan Kelly. Yeah. It's not easy to make smart people like Dan Kelly laugh. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy the Bag? All right. What else do you have, Jim?
I have now. I don't like. I got this line early.
Sorry, just one final comment. This is true. Tomorino says I'd much rather be on Boston with the players out. Boston is more likely to take the Bulls seriously now. I'd stay off Chicago. That might be true because now a bunch of guys who don't get minutes and aren't concerned about injuries might be playing now, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now Markkanen's the best player on the floor.
Yeah. That's true. It is a little bit.
I guess Jaylen Brown will have something to say about that. But.
Yeah, I mean, it is a weird situation with at the end. Obviously, those kinds of rules you come with an asterisk at the end of the regular season. But it is true that my reason for liking the Bulls so much is just because I was thinking that the people who are going to be getting most of the minutes are going to be people who are looking forward to the playoffs, already established themselves for this year, and not caring so much about the regular season and caring more about staying healthy. But now, if you have a lot of back of the bench guys getting a lot of minutes, it does change things a little bit. Those guys are not concerned about the playoffs or injury. They're concerned about now finally we're getting a game where I'm going to get 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Good point, Tom Marino. I'm still going to hang with the Bulls, but good point. Great point, Tom Marino. Actually.
Simone Mambella says Boston all the way. And then, Searcy's wondering who's going to play for this team. And I get it. Dan Kelly saying Cavs will cover tonight. I got him +5. They didn't cover last night. I said take Washington. He did. Because they were looking ahead. Tonight's game is for 3rd seed and who gets Boston in the second round and avoids Toronto. I'd like to get to that Cavs game soon, but first, I want the Timberwolves, but I don't know if I want them at the line. I got him at -3.5 before I got into the show, and I'm almost certain that that's not available now.
Which one?
The Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves. I will check that. I'm just doing a quick save here.
Maybe I need to double check that. Maybe I could have got him at -3. Maybe I was forced to get the.
The line is now 4.5.
Yes, I got him at -3.5, and when I went on to the NBA competition on SBR.com, the NBA competition, I could only get him at 4.5. I don't know if I like him as much at 4.5 as 3.5, but if you like a team at 3.5, you should just take him at 4.5. I'm curious to see what everybody on the chat thinks about this Wolves-Lakers situation. Wolves are on the second half of a back after losing 196 in Denver last night. We thought this team was about to break this playoff drought, but maybe not. Nuggets are also 44-35. Minnesota holds the tiebreaker because they've won 2 of 3 in the head-to-head matchup so far, and they meet in the regular season finale on Wednesday night in Minnesota. In the meantime, Spurs, Oklahoma City, New Orleans Pelicans are all 44-34. 1 game in front of both the Wolves and Nuggets. Jimmy Butler will be back in the lineup tonight. He'll be rusty, but what he does is he creates a situation where people are accountable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big. So even if Jimmy Butler comes out and goes 4 for 13 from the field, they're defending the perimeter, and the players are accountable. That's what he's always been about, especially with this young Wolves team. Jeff Teague also returned against Denver after missing the Utah game, sore knee, 15 points, 6 assists in 36 minutes. He'll be better. Derrick Rose also returned. He was awful, 4 points in 15 minutes, didn't record an assist or a rebound. What a bum. Minnesota 12-13 against Western Conference opponents on the road this season. Lakers are coming off an impressive 122-112 win at home over the Spurs. Kuzma put up 30 after putting 26 up. 4 30-point games for Kuzma. No rookie for the Lakers has done that since Magic. Ball and Ingram are both out. King Rail says, no, Jimmy, LA is the play. Fade Wolves. Missing Butler hurts in close games, and it shows. But Butler will be here. Butler's playing tonight. Rich Banks said they need Jimmy buckets, but he's back.
Brian Arpin says Lakers banged up. T-Wolves should cover easy. A lot of interesting comments coming in.
There's the Herb. I've been following the Herb on Twitter. Nice. He's Jimmy Buckets back tonight. Who are you on the Herb? Would like to know who he is.
The Herb.
The Herb.
Yeah. Cool name. Yeah. The Herb. Let's see. A lot of comments coming in. People are also talking about the Cavs game. Jeremy M says Cavs struggled with the Wizards, and you guys think they're going to beat the Sixers at home. Laughing my ass off. Good luck, Jeremy M. Laughing at people who think the Cavs are a good play. Dan Kelly says he got the Cavs at +5, and Antoine Seymour likes the Cavs on the money line all day. Very interesting. And before that, a lot of people also saying that they like the Bulls. Dark Kent likes the Bulls money line. Donald Mao likes the Bulls at +10. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Simone Mombella likes Boston all the way. All right, Jimmy the Bag, what are you going to do here?
I am. Their whole season is on the line here, and Jimmy is. I think the key is just the accountability that he creates on the floor. So
Simone Mombella says there's no way the Lakers can win with Jimmy back.
I'm on the Wolves.
You're on the Wolves.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's find it. Minnesota Timberwolves. It is up from 3.5. Best line we can give you right now would be 4.5 -102. Jim's on Minnesota -4.5 -102. -4.5 -102. You like that one, huh, Jim?
Yeah.
All right. And I forgot. What did you say about Orlando, Charlotte? Did you approve of my leans to the under and to Orlando plus the points?
I was uncomfortable. I just think that I don't know who's trying and who's not trying. It's not that I think you're on the wrong side. I can't get a read on who cares and who doesn't care. And with the Magic, it's not as important as it is with the Hornets. Finding out who cares on the Hornets is going to tell you the story of this game. Now, I believe it was King Rail. It was either Rail or Searcy who said, if you lose to the Bulls, you're clearly not trying. But we know that Dwight Howard's going to go back to Orlando and try. It's Atlanta and Orlando seem to be the only cities he does that in. I feel like I don't have a control over who cares.
I hear you. All right, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna take it. I might be on the wrong side here, but I'm gonna take Orlando +6 -105. That's the current line at Bookmaker. +6 -105. Let me just make sure it's not a stale line. It's not actually. Bookmaker had 6.5 a minute ago. All right, +6 -105. I'm going to take that slightly to the under as well, and I'm going to think about that one. And all right, so let's review what we've given in the NBA, and maybe Jim will see if he has any other picks. Jim has gone on the Bulls +10 -122. Knicks game under 209. Sacramento -3. Minnesota -4.5. And that's it for Jim in the NBA. And I'm on the Bulls +10 -110. I got it early. Got a better line there. And I also took Orlando +6. And the under New Orleans Phoenix under 219.5 -110, and that's it for me in the NBA so far. Of course, we will review all these line moves and add some more plays and do more analysis in the 6 o'clock show. We'll do a lot more in-depth analysis. I didn't have a chance to look at any of the games that didn't have overnight lines. There were 4 games that didn't have overnight lines, so we'll do all that at 6 o'clock Eastern time, Jim.
Can we just touch? There's such a big debate going on with Cavaliers Sixers, and can we touch on it?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I did look at this game. I thought about it. If you gave me a free play right now, I'd throw it on the Sixers -4. But that's just me, and I might be totally wrong here.
Interesting. I don't have a play on this game yet, and I hope I may have it in a late show. I can understand both sides, but I do like the Cavs as a dog. I would lean towards there, but I'm not going to put my money on them at this point, especially with the way that the Sixers are playing. Seriously wants us to discuss the Raptors game, so we'll get to that if we can. We got to be pretty quick because we don't have too much time. Cavs are on the second half of a back-to-back. They've won, they've won 4 straight, 9 of 10. They topped 112 points in 7 of their last 10. This could be a very high-scoring game. I know my man Brandt is liking the over here. Sixers are coming off their 12th straight win. They've scored 115 or more in 8 of their last 9 games. They've continued to do it without Embiid. Saric is questionable. Simmons is playing like a beast. George Hill and Jose Calderon are both questionable to go tonight. They need a guard that's going to distribute the ball, and they had a tough time making things work without them last night. And they pretty much willed their way to victory. And I wish I just had them on the first half instead of the full game, but the Wizards almost took care of that. I just feel with all these guys, all these sharp guys on different sides, I'm pretty uncomfortable, and I'll spend the day looking at it.
Some interesting comments coming in. Let's read all of them and address all of them. Gened 52160 says the Cavs are out of gas. Elio Rodriguez says stay away from the Cavs. We are cursed. Melas Palas Way likes the Cavs Philly first quarter over. Donald Mao, I take the Sixers as well. Both teams like to score in the paint. Magzia says, what do you guys like best in the MLB tonight? If I had to give you a best bet in MLB, it would be the first half over 5 in the Angels and Oakland game. First half over 5 in Angels Oakland. That's what I would say. Not applicable likes the Sixers and the Heat. Jerron Bolden says Orlando's been playing good ball last 2 or 3 games, hitting from the 3. Let me see. What else do we have here? Tom Reno says at 8.5, I like the Celtics. Celtics are a system with Stevens. Where have we seen that before? San Antonio Spurs, right? If they take the Bulls seriously, they should be fine. Where else have we seen that before? New England Patriots, right? The Spurs and the Pats over the past 10 years, it just seems like no matter what injuries they get hit with, they have the same type of results game in and game out. That's a good point there, Tom Reno Tomor. That's a great point there, Tom Reno Tomor. Holy shit. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Justin seriously says, Pete, wait, that line will keep going up. He's referring to the Orlando line. You might be right there. I might be able to get 6.5 or 7 in the evening show, but I just took 6. Melas Palas Way says Orlando gets the cash. Small Thrill says Orlando Magic playing like Crown and Anchors. Okay. Justin seriously says Charlotte said they're playing the young guys. Yes. Let's see. What else do we have? Tom Reno says Minnesota's been a great first quarter team all year. I don't trust them full game. So maybe Minnesota on the first quarter would be the best play there. Let's see. King Rail says the Cavs need to show the Sixers they aren't a threat anymore either. Cavs money line. King Rail likes the Cavs on the money line. Wow. Okay. Antoine Seymour says people talking like Philly can fuck with the real king.
Yeah, and then he says here in all caps, y'all act like LeBron just started doing this shit.
How long has he been doing it for, Jim? Long time.
Long time.
Okay, all right.
Look at his hairline.
Okay, duly noted, Antoine Seymour. Yes, I don't know. I'm just thinking you people are sleeping on the sleeping on the Philly. Sleeping on Philly, right? Saric is back, right? I mean, that's a fucking good team here, the Sixers, right?
They've won 12 straight.
Yeah, they've covered 10 in a row.
That's very impressive.
They've covered 10 in a row.
God, what the fuck? What am I doing, man? Why? They are covering 10 straight in my fucking units. Oh, God.
Yes. All right, some interesting comments here. Antoine Seymour says Cavs will win the remaining games. All right. Okay. Dan Kelly got 5. Dan Kelly took the Cavs plus 5. Very nice. He got a good number there. Wow. Okay. Jimmy the Bag. Should we wrap this shit up?
Yes, but seriously wanted us just to discuss the Pacers-Raptors quickly. Pacers on the second half of a back-to-back tonight. That was a very impressive 20-point win over the Warriors. Bojan Bogdanovic was a beast, put up 28. They've won 6 of 7. They're now 5th in the East, 2 games behind the Cavs, 1.5 behind the Sixers. They have lost 8 games in a row at Toronto. We just have their number. Raptors are coming off a 96-78 win at home over Boston. Their magic number to clinch the East, number 1 seed, is 1. They're 32-7 at home. Both squads are completely healthy. It's I feel like I'd like to take the Raptors in this situation, but when I looked at the line this morning, I thought that it was just a little too much. Let me see what they're at right now. Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah, and sorry, what the Raptors?
I have 7.5. I feel like that's a tight line, and yes, I think the Raptors will win. But at that, I think the Pacers can cover 7.5. They're just playing so well right now. I don't know what to do. Vince Vitacolona.
Vinny Vitacolona says the Cavs lose tonight, but probably cover.
And Vitacolona comes in and says Pacers got to rest the fourth quarter. Think they cover the 7.5 easy. You know, it kept me off of this Raptors play because I think it's nice to have Vince. Hey,
yes.
Commenter.
Hey, Vinny Vitacolona, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I mean, the Raps covered their last game, but before that, I think it was like 9 in a row, something ridiculous. I did preview this game with Joe Gavazza. He likes the Pacers as well, despite the fact they're on a back-to-back.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think you're getting a ton of points here.
Gened 52160 says, he not finna do it in Philly. King goes down, can't win by himself, no help. That's true. I mean, look, the Cavs, I can't believe we're talking about that, the Cavs. It was only like fucking 2 weeks ago that the Cavs were in auto fade all season long on the full game. Yes, now they've covered 9 out of the last 10 or whatever after Tyronn Lue had to take a break. But for 2/3 of the season, like anyone taking the Cavs on the spread in any game was making a risky bet. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just been a roller coaster ride, this basketball team. Some back and forth about how big of a game it was for Indiana. I think it was a very big game, a very big win, a message, a statement game, beating the Warriors by 20 points. And that does concern me about people backing the Pacers.
Here we go. Justin Searcy says, I like Indy plus 7.5 and Orlando plus 6. Tomino Tomor, another great comment. Here you go. Cavs depend on three-point shooting. Fatigue should be an issue for them. Too good to be true, says the Sixers have been a covering monster. LeBron and the Cavs break that cover streak. Cavs should be the play. Wow.
And then Native Queen comes in. Fine. We love Native Queen. We miss you. Thank you for joining us. Says Cavs as an underdog is hard to not take.
Native Queen likes the Cavs really. All right, we got to wrap this shit up. Flipper13 says I have the under 224.5 in the Cavs Sixers game. I was thinking about that myself, although both teams can be very high scoring. I was thinking about the under, Jim.
What is the line?
224.5. It's a high total. All right.
It's been going up. One quick thing before we move on.
Yes.
John Kerry says, Pete, my birthday's tomorrow, but there's no show on the weekends. May I have a birthday pick for today?
A birthday pick for today. All right, just 1 second. Hold on. I need about 15 seconds. I think this is a birthday pick, Johan, okay? Don't worry. We're wrapping it up. A birthday pick for today. Holy shit. Holy shit. A birthday pick for today. A birthday pick. A birthday pick. All right. Okay. I guess my birthday pick will be the New Orleans Phoenix under. I kind of like that one. You know what I'm saying? Is New Orleans going to run up the score? I think they care about the game. They need the game. They're going to play defense. I'm not sure Phoenix is going to play a high-scoring game. It's a high total. I think that's going to be my birthday pick.
That's very interesting.
What do you think, Jim?
I'm going to take a second look at that game. If you like it the best, that's very, very interesting.
I have to make. All these picks are like could easily lose. There's no low-hanging fruit that I'm seeing here. But if I'm looking at all the picks that I've given, right? If I had to give a birthday pick, I guess it would be the New Orleans Phoenix under, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fun thing to do on your birthday. Cheer for bricks.
Jesus Christ. What?
Right?
What did you say?
No, that's what I said. I mean, it's your birthday and you're cheering. You have to cheer for bricks, man.
Cheer for bricks. Yes. Okay. Under. That's going to be my birthday pick officially for you. I really hope it cashes because, as you know, I care a lot about my picks in general, but birthday picks, I'm all in. That's just. This would be like if I bet my. I care now as much about this under as if I literally put my entire net worth on this under because it would kill me to give out a fucking birthday pick and have it lose, but I will not shy away from it because I have some balls. If people ask for a birthday pick, they're going to get one. All right, that's my birthday pick. New Orleans Phoenix under 219.5, minus 110. Blake Kersey says, Pete, will there be a UFC video? Absolutely. We're going to discuss in-depth Joanna Jędrzejczyk against Rose Namajunas.
My girl Rose.
A whole ton of other comments that I would love to get to, but we really don't have time. We have to wrap it up because there is a show coming up in about 15 minutes here. So that's about it. That's about it.
Yep.
We'll review all the picks. Once again, we'll do all this at 6 o'clock Eastern time. The only plays that will be off the board are the two day games in MLB. So all these plays we can review. We'll check the line moves. We'll add more picks. We'll do more analysis. 6 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks for tuning in. See you at 6 o'clock Eastern time, everyone.